I have the proof.
What proof?
I'm sorry.
Why can't a woman be in the company of three men? Why can't a woman be in the company of three men?
A woman can be in the company of 20 men. I am not casting aspersions. I am saying even this part needs to be investigated.
Which part?
What was the financial condition of her family before and after? What were her needs?
What?
And how all this happened? She could be a courier. She could be a
You're shooting in the dark, Miss Lakey. You're shooting in the dark. You're shooting in the dark, Miss Lakey.
I'm not shooting in the dark. I am not shooting in the dark.
You are saying everything.
Precisely for this reason, I'm questioning you and I'm questioning Miss Grover to question me like this. I am not casting aspersions.
Now she wants to respond to you.
But while investigating, is this not the duty of the CBI to even investigate this? Is this not the duty of the CBI to investigate? IB is reporting to the PMO on daily basis and is reporting to the HMA. And if it is, have they procured the call detail of the...
Well, I don't know. I don't know why you are... I don't know, Miss Lakey, a good lawyer like you... One second. Miss Lakey, a good lawyer like you, the first question is this. Miss Lakey, I'm sorry. Miss Lakey.
I'm not talking like a lawyer.
Miss Lakey, of course.
I want to bring in certain facts.
Miss Lakey.
And I want these facts to be answered. Why has CBI not investigated these facts?
Miss Lakey, Miss Lakey, 1 minute. If there was prior custody, there's open and shut case about a fake encounter. No, do you have a...
I'm sorry, here is a call record. Here is a call record of Pawan Bansal where he is being named.
Oh, come on,
now,
don't stray away.
That, I'll file a charge sheet.
Okay, we'll
No, I'm not straying. It's very relevant. IB reports, and Rajendra Kumar doesn't speak to the state unit, you know that?
One second.
He will be filing his report, that will be analyzed and they will be verified.
Now let's get the other side.
Then it goes to the PM.
Okay, let's get the other side. And my next line of questioning will be about whether you have similar standards in all cases, Gujarat and outside Gujarat. But Brinda Grover, would you like to respond to that? Because that's a point that you made earlier. You want to hear a response? Let her respond. Brinda Grover to Meenakshi Lekhi. Yes, please.
Very briefly, there is, to some extent, an investigation has been completed, pursuant to which a charge sheet has been filed. That investigation has established that Ishrat Jahan was not traveling with three men, that she was picked up. They were all parked in the same car on the morning of 15th June 2004 and then killed in cold blood, what was presented to the entire country as an encounter and has now been shown, as you described, as a very, very gruesome, unlawful, illegal criminal act, unfortunately committed by the highest police officers of Gujarat Crime Branch. So that fact stands established as far as the investigation is concerned. Yes, further investigation needs to be done. I think the charge sheet indicates that very clearly. It would be premature to name people against whom the investigation is yet continuing. It is also important to mention here that P.P. Pandey, the Additional Director General of Police of Gujarat, has now been declared a proclaimed offender. So much for such a senior police officer. It's fairly new to even Indian police history that he refuses to join investigation. His interrogation, because he claims he received this information, there are loose ends. A supplementary charge sheet must be filed. Only then will we get to the bottom of the conflict.
Miss Grover.
And whoever is behind it, we must go back to that and find out. But at this stage, if we continue to state facts which are contrary to the investigation, then if we are just going to rely on some lies and concocted facts, it's not going to head anywhere. We have today reached a new threshold. It doesn't help to harp back. All of us in the country now know that she was not a terrorist, she was not traveling with them. So casting aspersions either on a personal life, and there is a reason to do it. How will the Indian country, and I believe this country is full of very democratic-minded people, how will they stomach the cold killing of an innocent young girl, which is then presented to us as an act of saving political leaders, and that is the crime branch FIR, not my saying, and that national security is being protected? The only way to do that is to demonize Ishrat Jahan and call her a terrorist. Having failed to establish that, there is no evidence, and you don't make presumptions about people being terrorists, I'm afraid. We can't. We now start attacking her personal life, which is the other way we beat down women. And on both counts, it's only a web of lies. There is no facts to substantiate it.
Okay. Now, Ms. Lekhi and Ms. Grover, allow me to go to the next two set of questions. My next question is to you, Brinda Grover. You know, Ms. Grover, if I were to look back at some of the comments that have been made by you, Mukul Sinha and several others, you've always claimed that it's on the verge of cracking a larger conspiracy. You said, we know who has fired the shots. That is always known in an encounter. What we did not know is why was the encounter conducted, who stood to gain from it. These are your words, Ms. Grover, if I'm not mistaken. And who was the mastermind?
I recall.
And who was the larger part of the conspiracy, right? Today, people will also ask you, Ms. Grover, that if there was a slightest shred of evidence against Amit Shah and Narendra Modi, you think the CBI, which is known to speak on behalf of its political masters, would have spared them? You think they would have spared them?
Yeah. Can I answer?
Yes.
Yeah. I think, Arnav, we need to move out of the binary of Congress and BJP over here. I think we have actually entered in this country a much more dangerous terrain. And I do believe, and I say this with full responsibility, and for the record, I appeared in cases of 1984, I appeared against Jagdish Titler, I do innumerable cases against the Congress. I do not have any political affiliation. You want to see my track record? You're most welcome. On the point here is that we today have elements in the bureaucracy, in the security agencies, in the ministries who have a certain ideological predilection. It's not necessarily a binary between Congress and BJP. The path of justice is being obstructed not only by the BJP, which has its guns out just now, but actually by other elements, and that for me is a more dangerous thing that has happened in our polity and our institutions, where people are abusing positions because they think that India should be of a certain vision and that national security should be projected in another way. And this is beyond party politics, and that is the dangerous part here.
No, but Ms. Grover, you're not answering my question, though I'd like to take that back to Meenakshi Lekhi.
I am answering
No, my question is, Mukul Sinha spoke to me this afternoon. And Mukul Sinha said, I'm disappointed.
The hurdles that are being created. I don't answer for Mukul Sinha. Mukul Sinha is a lawyer of his own right. I am not. I will answer for myself. I will answer for myself.
There are people in this country who say army and police get killed, they sign for it. It is that vision I'm questioning. Of course, there is a question of vision. A vision of one nation, or a vision where jihadis can have a free run. I am talking of a vision that the Constitution of India upholds, and that is the only vision that any bureaucrat, any political leader can swear to. There is no alternate vision available for people in this country. Right to self-defense. And Constitution of India, only because you say she was on the terrorist and intelligence agencies and everyone says
now a
she was a terrorist, doesn't make it right.
Stop talking of self-defense, for God's sake.
But how is this charge sheet better than the earlier charge sheet? That is my question. In 2013, you will discuss a matter of 2004 and call 2004 and everything else to be false because the political masters have changed. Because there was an affidavit by the central government, all that can be thrown out of the court. Will that not be seen? You know, Arnav, you were asking me one question, and I need to answer that at this point.
2004.
You were asking me. No, I will answer. And when you discuss these issues about the background check on Ishrat, about the post-encounter thing, nobody has investigated those aspects. In fact, that is where investigation needs to take us. And when you're talking about one policeman or the other, what does the CBI have today? A statement by one gentleman called Mr. Singhal. And that statement, uncorroborated, unverified.
He's a Gujarat IPS officer.
Well, he's an accused. He's an accused. He was there. He knows about the case. Why are you questioning his credibility? Have you now come down to this that you're going to question Singhal's credibility as well?
Mr. Goswami,
Miss Lekhi.
Let this question be answered by Ms. Grover because she's familiar with law. Let her answer this.
Miss Lekhi, I'm familiar enough with the facts. I'm familiar enough with the facts. My question.
Allow me a question.
My question.
Allow me a question to Ms. Grover. Allow me a question.
Okay, I'll allow you, and then I'll have a more direct question for you. Yes, Ms. Lekhi.
Who is the co-accused? And on his testimony, He is allowed to go in a default bail because no charge sheet is filed for 90 days.
Okay.
I call it inducement.
So, one second. What's very serious charge out here, Ms. Grover. I think we are coming to the root issue. Ms. Meenakshi Lekhi is saying today that a co-accused, the version of a co-accused who has sprung up after a long time, amounts to nothing. She is alleging on television, national television today, that the co-accused has been induced to speak against the political leadership. That's what she seems to suggest, Ms. Lekhi.
Please,
Ms. Grover.
go and ask the CBI. I am not a spokesperson for the CBI. If the CBI is induced, who can be more aggrieved than me, my client, that you do not file a charge sheet for 2 years? Do you know that in December 2012, I moved an application in Gujarat High Court asking the court to monitor the investigation because the investigation since December 2011 till 2012 was going nowhere? Please check the record. If the CBI is not doing its work, I am not going to answer for the CBI. I am extremely upset with the CBI at the slow pace of investigation. On the other aspect of whether this accused has not sprung up after long, since August 2004, this investigation was not allowed to take place, and here the Gujarat state is directly responsible. So let's not beat around the bush. It has happened only because we persisted. Now, what is the evidentiary value of the evidence of a co-accused? Incidentally, Rajendra Kumar is not an accused yet, but I think Meenakshi Lekhi is surrendering that he will be an accused sooner or later. In which case, Singhal's evidence would be that of a co-accused. There are two pieces of evidence as I
not
hear.
Rajendra Kumar.
Yes. Yeah, but somebody has to be a co-accused to somebody. Singhal can't be a co-accused to himself, surely. Who is he a co-accused to? Who is he?
And Rajendra Kumar does not report to Gujarat. You know that, I'm sure.
Very well.
To the director CBI and he reports to the PMO.
That who else is behind this?
You
I would
ask
like
for
to know
investigation.
who else is behind this.
I'm sorry, you should ask for investigation because you're a lawyer of the terrorist. I am not.
Please, I take serious offense to the term lawyer of a terrorist only because Ishrat Jahan is not a terrorist. Otherwise, under Indian law, to represent anyone, if I recall correctly, Raju Ramachandran, senior advocate, represented Ajmal Kasar with full dignity. So can we stop using such loose terms like lawyer of a terrorist? It's not even
he was a terrorist,
under Indian law.
The law gave the right, but it also gives the right to others to call them terrorists, doesn't it?
Miss
Meenakshi Lekhi, it has not ever been stated or established that he's a terrorist.
Miss Lekhi,
your saying so does not do anything.
Miss Lekhi, I have two questions to you. Miss Lekhi, 1 minute. Miss Lekhi, 1 minute. Miss Lekhi, 1 second. I have a question for Miss Meenakshi Lekhi. I think this is a balanced debate. We're having both points of view, but I have a question for Miss Lekhi. Miss Lekhi, I have had you on this channel so many times appear on different issues, and you have a consistent point of view that the National Investigating Agency, that the Home Ministry of India is biased against your leaders. You have said that the Home Ministry fixes your leaders. Short of that, you've said everything. I want to know from you why you have such sudden faith in the Home Ministry saying that Ishrat Jahan is a terrorist, which is a line that you've been repeating everywhere, right?
She even has faith in Jamaat-ud-Dawa.
And she's asking you even have faith in what the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, which is another name for the Lashkar-e-Toiba, which is represented by Hafiz Saeed. So you are willing to, the question to you is this, allow me to phrase it. You are willing to have blind faith in the Home Ministry tonight and not trust the CBI. You're willing to have near blind faith in the Lashkar-e-Toiba. How come, Miss Lekhi? How come?
I'll tell you why.
Just because they take a line that you like?
These two agencies don't work for the BJP. No, I'm sorry. On the contrary, they don't work for the BJP. They have no soft corner for the BJP. And whatever they are saying has to be taken on what they are saying, because MHA does not work for me. BJP, if at all.
Well, I thought you said earlier that the MHA works against you.
And it is for this reason. If it is for this reason, I have to believe that till there was no political opportunism, a particular affidavit in 2007 was filed before the court with all evidence against these people, and subsequently when it was found to be politically incorrect for their suitability, it was changed. And Jamaat-ud-Dawa will not do me a favor. It will write against me. And in spite of that, if Jamaat-ud-Dawa is claiming something, I have to believe that to be true.
And Ramesh,
not me.
Okay, response.
It is Ministry of Home Affairs.
Getting a response on the other side. Once getting a response on the other side quickly. Yes, please. And I have one more question after that.
Yeah,
Brinda
very
Grover is
quickly.
rebutting you, Meenakshi
The
Lekhi.
problem is that both the BJP spokesperson and Ms. Lekhi this evening are reading out from a book whose edition is long over. The charge sheet has been filed. What the affidavit of the MHA said or did not say is not the matter
over.
before the trial
It's
court.
evidence.
That is a matter of investigation. The charge sheet, in fact, says it will continue to investigate along those lines. So since the charge sheet now clearly
That is the
establishes
point.
Ishrat's innocence and the cold-blooded killing, if you keep harking on documents that have
Ms.
lost
Lekhi.
their efficacy altogether, I have nothing to
No,
say
I'm
to that.
coming to
It is
that.
a
Ms.
useless
Grover,
argument.
Ms. Grover,
On the
I have a
point of
question for you
Jamaat-ud-Dawa,
now.
since she
My
seems
question to you,
relate
Ms.
Jamaat-ud-Dawa,
Okay.
I don't look at websites of Jamaat-ud-Dawa at all. They actually reneged from that statement
But tell
on
me-
July 28,
tell me, Ms.
2004.
Grover.
So maybe she can then go
Tell
and
me,
read
Ms.
that
Grover.
and then keep playing and
Tell
jumping
me,
those
Ms.
balls
Grover, I have
and
another
figuring out
question
where to
for you.
go.